Hello, baby Guinness Shepherds. I'm really excited because I just got done pre-ordering EDF 5, and if you don't know that the game is coming out on December 7th in Japan, so I'm importing it. It's going to cost about $90 to get it imported here and shipped within a reasonable time, but oh well, it's definitely well worth it. This time I wanted to talk about Mission 60, Transport Ship Surprise Attack. Let's first talk about the weapons to take. For Ranger, he's pretty good on this mission. I would recommend taking two Lysanders if you have access to high level or good Lysanders for your difficulty you're playing on. Or if you rather, you could always do a Stringer and a I kind of like the ST machine guns for the drones and then also for ants. Or if you don't have that, you can always take a decent Buffalo shotgun maybe to take out drones and then also ants. You kind of want to protect yourself. There's not very many land enemies, but there is some, and then you also want to fight drones with your other weapons. So, but ultimately, two Lysanders is good because it does both of those things well. For Wing Diver, if you're playing on Inferno, you can always take a Gungnir to take out the ships a little bit faster, but I don't know if it's necessary really. I would take your best sniper, and don't forget Monster S, or any of the monsters, the two monsters, you triple the damage if you have full energy, so this does 18,000. So Monster S is definitely the best sniper on hardest and Inferno. If you're playing on hard, you know the Radiant is okay, and yeah, I think mainly the Radiant I would use, or Thunder Sniper 6 maybe. And then for your second weapon, I personally would probably take a Thunderbow, or I would take a Lance, so you can fight drones and also some enemies. I would hesitate to take the Thunderbow a little bit though because of the range. Because this mission you don't want to pull too many enemies towards the end part, so maybe stick with a Lance. And then for Air Raider, you have a couple different options. If you have a really good sniper on your team, you could probably just get away with taking a Negling. But if you don't have a sniper, then his railgun is definitely the strongest sniper. It's very, very, very strong. So probably take a railgun, and then for your two weapons, I would probably take two Zexar guns to protect yourself later when the gold ants come. If you're having problems with staying alive, if your health is pretty low, you could always take some bunkers as well. And I really like the electromagnetic prison. They reload really fast and they have pretty high health, even on Inferno. And then there's obviously more options than this, but I just usually just cover what I think is the best. For Fencer, I would take two heavy cannons. So if he's gonna be the sniper, of course. So 35 millimeter battle cannons, or whatever level you have, 35 Gallic heavies, whatever access you have, the heavy ones that shoot straight. Two of those for sniping the ships, and then something close range. So probably blast hole or spine driver, and a catapult or a shield. You could always take a great shield as well for protection, or a reflector shield. And the classes that we actually used was two fencers, and we tried to do it on Inferno, and we're doing lower health, reduced health. So what we decided to take was two Javelin Storms. One of us took two Javelin Storms, which is in the artillery column here, for the drones. And then I took two heavy cannons, and then I took a jackhammer and a reflector, and then I think he took a blast hole and a reflector. I'm not sure on the second weapon, but it's not too important. Just mainly something to fight close range. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the mission, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Alright, let's get started here in the actual gameplay clip. We both took jackhammer and reflectors, and he took two Javelin Storms, and I took two heavy cannons. But right at the start, since I have the heavy cannons and I'm going to be sniping, I'm going to grab the NPCs so that they'll stay near me, because he found that when he took because he's going in between buildings and using the Javelin Storm, so he found that the NPCs were just walking into his Javelin Storm and he was killing them, so there was no point in him taking them. So the way this works is there's right at the start there's one dropship, as you can see in the back there, that opens up and then closes. As soon as it closes, then the second one will come in and open up and close, and then a third one will open up and close. So what we're doing is we're waiting till all three of them are out, because you don't proceed the mission in this particular mission until you kill 2 ships, 2 out of the 3. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kill the third one, which is the spider one, first, to get that out of the way, and then we're going to kill the other ones. And also, as you can see, there's also drones that are flying around each of the ships, so those will not respawn. So once you attack one ship, then some drones will come with it, so that's another benefit of taking them one at a time and not attacking every single one. On lower difficulties, I will try and just kill the ships as soon as they open, but on higher difficulties on Inferno, and we're also doing reduced health, we decided to just take it slower. So you can't actually take it slower on this mission, so that works out. So I'm just gonna kill this first ship, and he's gonna be more up front, fighting the enemies that come out, the spiders, and also some of the drones that come out. So that's why we're taking the reflector, because there is some gold later on, and there is some spiders and so forth. So the reflector is pretty decent. It's not the greatest against drones, of course, but that's why we have the javelin storm to take out the drone. But now, since there's only 2 left, as soon as we kill one more ship, then the next phase will come. So we don't want to rush that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start sniping one ship, and then get it to where it's smoking and close to death, and then I'll snipe the second ship and get that close to death as well, so that I can kill them at the same time together. Because the next phase that happens after this is you'll see a bunch of drop ships come overhead, and they'll drop a bunch of those slow-moving drones, and then there'll be, I don't know how many there is, if there's 6 or 8, or I'm not sure the exact total, but there'll be 2 ships that will come towards the end of that line of ships that will actually stay and circle around the map. So you can only kill the ones that stay and circle around the map. And actually, a little tip to find out if you can actually kill the ship or not is if you target it with the touchpad and it turns red, then that means it's something you can kill. But if it turns white, then it's something you cannot kill. So it's just something that you can use to test. So that one's smoking already. So now I'm going to start working on the other one after we kill some of these drones. But that's the benefit of taking each one separately. So we're not pulling all the drones, we're just pulling half of them and then killing them, and then we can move on to the other half. But yeah, we've been using the Javelin Storm a little bit more lately, and it's kind of fun. And it's definitely a fun weapon. It's not necessarily the most useful weapon, but it's decent against drones if you can get in a good space that's safe. And then this particular dropship has red ants. We'll have a few red ants come after us as well, but it's not too bad. And leaving the NPCs alive also is going to help later on too, for the gold, because they'll distract the gold, which helps us. But yeah, now once we kill these enemies, then I'm going to start working on the left dropship, get that one smoking, and then I'll kill them together, at least as best as I can, kill them together. And what he my friend suggested was we should try to not try and pull all the ships when the second phase comes, and we weren't sure if that would work, but we wanted to give it a try because the drop ships will circle around, and so I figured that for that reason they wouldn't allow you to just pull a few at a time. But it turns out that I guess when they drop those drone ships, they just stay at wherever they were dropped at, and they don't follow the ships. So you actually can take the second phase slower, which is definitely the key to this level. It makes it easier. So now we're just trying to heal up, and then work on the second ship. And I think it was just for 2 people on Inferno, I think it was just 2 full magazines was enough to kill the ships. So once that opens, I'm gonna start attacking this one, and then this time there'll be some gray ants that'll come after us, as well as those drones that are flying around it. The NC cannon works too, but it seems like the heavy cannons shoot a little bit straighter, so it's easier to stay further back, because we're going to eventually stay towards the back of the map so that we can stay away from the enemies, stay away from the drones. You know, it looks like it's a little bit more than 2 full magazines to kill, but I know it's not too much more, because I believe I kill them the next time they open. So I really love the jackhammer and the reflector shield. Very strong combination. You can see him shooting all those storms. I love that weapon though. It's just like a crazy shotgun. The only negative is you can't move when you're shooting them because it stuns you every time you shoot one. So unfortunately, you can't like walk forward or anything like that in between the shots at least. Alright, and also if you notice these crates here on the ground, there's some very narrow gaps in between those crates. You can really use those to hide in if you have a lot of drones on you. Obviously if there's ants, you have to be careful. You don't want to go in there with ants, but it is a good place to hide if you need some cover. On our first run, actually, we were actually trying to hide. There's a really good building underneath that left dropship, that has like a covering over the top of your head and also narrow in between boxes. But unfortunately, the dropship, when it dies, it'll actually destroy the building, so it didn't work out. Alright, so now I destroyed that one, and I'm going to destroy the second one, and then this is where the second phase comes in. You'll see a bunch of dropships come in, and one of those dropships will actually drop some gold ants, and that's the problem. So what we're doing is we're going to go to the back of the map, so that first of all, the first enemies that come are going to be those drones. Some of the drones that were still around that ship, and then of course the ants that came out of those ships earlier, so some red and some gray ants, and we'll kill those really quickly. And then we're just going to wait in the corner and wait for the gold ants to come after us. Good thing they don't keep dropping the gold ants, it's just a one-time thing, so once you survive the wave of gold, then you can finish off the mission. And there are going to be some of those slow-moving drones that come after us too, as you can see, but not too many. So it actually does work out if you stay away from these enemies. You don't have to worry about all those drones that they drop. And like I said, if you actually click on if you use the touchpad and target those ships, you'll find out which one's staying. But it's the last. I think it's not. One of them is the last one, but I think one of them is the first ships. But you can, like I said, figure it out by doing that targeting thing. But there'll be 2 of them that just keep circling around. So now we're just going to keep an eye on the gold to come over, and here they come from the right side. That's another benefit of being here, is because the enemies will get slowed down by the crates. So that's a good thing. So that'll kind of keep you from having to deal with all of them. And then, like I said, the NPCs as well are really going to help, because they'll be in front and they'll get the distraction. I actually take one shot close with a gray ant, which almost killed me, but I wasn't watching my mini-map quite as well. That's the negative of having drones in a mission, is if you watch the mini-map, it's not as accurate, because it could be a drone that's behind you, not an ant, so you can't be behind every single red dot in the map, unfortunately. Now we're just finishing them off fighting together, because it's probably a drone. And I ran in front of his catapult, or his jackhammer, which you usually do. And yeah, and that's it. Now we can finish the mission. So for this part, we're actually going to move forward. so that we can get a better view. And then, so it's a place that I can see for sniping and for him to be able to shoot with the Javelin Storm. So we decided to move forward. But yeah, there is quite a few drones still left. But that's the thing. If you split them up, the ants and the drones, then it's not so bad. But having all those drones and all the ants on you at the same time is just too much. Yeah, that's that animation cancel I made a video on recently about when you reload your shield, you can always do that, which I've been finding very useful, especially on when using the Great Shield that has like a 15-second reload. You can just do like 3 or 4 animation cancels, and you can have your shield reloaded while you're still moving. But we decided to go to this straight ahead, and then we decided to go to the corner, to the left corner, so that I can snipe. Over here by this big building, because the ships will actually fly overhead over here. This is not a bad place either, having that nice cover, but I think I prefer standing between the gaps of a crates better, because they really are really close together, so they really have a hard time hitting you. Now I'm just trying to find the best spot to snipe and then finish it up. And there you can see the drone is going right over the top, so it's perfect place. Of course, the camera angle though is great. Hopefully they fix that in EDF 5, although I'm not holding my breath. They've always had that issue of the camera angles in this game. If you get too close to an object or something. I'm not sure if these ships have less health or not, but I want to say I killed this with 1 magazine. Yeah, perfect camera view. Yeah, I did kill it, so they do have less health. And now I just I'm gonna hide in between the crates with the jackhammer, and then he's gonna just go in between the crates and use the storm, the javelin storm. It's probably not the best way to fight them, but it's something. It's a fun way to fight them, and it's decently safe. So it takes a little bit longer to do, but it's not a huge deal. But yeah, you can see that you don't really need too much health. As long as you're careful with the gold ant, you probably could get away with this mission on Inferno with a couple thousand health. Especially if you have some Zexar guns for the gold ants, you don't have to worry about them. Then you can just have the guns take care of them, or a ranger with the machine gun is pretty good too to stun them. You definitely want to be careful with missiles though, like I said, because if you have a Negliner missiles, then you'll probably fall the whole map and it'll be too much if you have low health. But yeah, this is pretty much the end. We're just gonna finish the last ship, and then that's it. We find out later that there's a few drones that are floating in the air, way off by themselves, that haven't got pulled. So I unfortunately have to use my heavy cannon to try and snipe them, which definitely is not the strongest for fencer snipe drones. I mean, you can get good at it, I guess. It's just you have to lead your targets pretty well, and it's a slow shot, so. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So, like I said, it pays to actually be slow in this mission, and it really helps out to complete the mission with lower health. So, I like when you do the motions with the huge cannons. This doesn't look right. It's like you got foam. Cannons are made out of foam or something. So I think it was just 6 and 6 to kill it. last shot, even though I shouldn't have. Yeah, I couldn't see anything, but took a shot and I made it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thanks for watching. I'm going to be doing a few more DLC missions come up here soon as well. So, and like I said, I pre-ordered EDF 5, so I'll be doing a bunch of videos on EDF 5 when I get that, whenever I get it in the mail. I'm not sure how I'm going to cover it yet, but I might even do a Let's Play kind of thing as well of the game. I'm not sure how many people are going to be importing it, but yeah. Thanks for watching. See you again.